Hey guys, this is Ben. Welcome back to Box Office with Ben, where I break down the weekly box office numbers. This week we had the release of Jordan Peele's newest film, Nope. So we're gonna talk all about the performance of that film. Was it a success? Was it a disappointment? Let's jump into it. So yes, number one at the box office this weekend was Jordan Peele's newest original film, Nope, with $44 million. Now this is on the low side of what it was projected to open to, but nonetheless, I think that $44 million is a good but not great opening for Nope. This is a 38% decrease over Jordan Peele's last film, Us, which opened with, I believe, $77 million. So this is a significantly lower opening than that film, and it does have a significantly higher budget than that film. That film had a budget of only around $20 million, while this one has a budget of, I believe, $68 million. So not nearly as big of a success as that last opening weekend for Jordan Peele with Us. But there is one thing to note, which kind of brings this number into a different light, which is that this is the biggest opening weekend for an original film since 2019. No original film since then has opened bigger than this. And the film in 2019 to open bigger than this was Us. The last film of Jordan Peele's filmography was the last original film to open bigger than this one. Clearly, Jordan Peele is doing it different. He's doing original, ambitious, blockbuster studio films that are drawing in audiences unlike anybody else out there who's doing original films right now. This did get a B cinema score, which is the same as Us. I would say this is a little bit of a disappointing cinema score, as this is a bit less of a straight up horror movie. Horror movies typically get lower cinema scores. I would say that this one is aiming to be a bit more of a 4-quadrant blockbuster and less so a straight up horror movie like Us was, for example. So this is the same cinema score as Us, but not a fantastic cinema score. I would have liked to see a B+ or even an A-. So maybe that tells you a little bit of how it's going to do in the coming weeks, how its legs are going to be. I don't think it's going to do fantastic. As for its Rotten Tomatoes audience score, it only got a 71%. So again, not a fantastic score. This one is dividing audiences a little bit. All right, number two at the box office was Thor, which made another $22 million, which is a 52.6% drop from last weekend. I would say that overall, Thor is doing good at the box office. It's definitely a success, though I think it's definitely underperforming when it comes to its potential, what it potentially could have made. Thor Ragnarok made $850 million worldwide, and coming off of Endgame and that movie, how well received Ragnarok was, I think that this movie should have made $1 billion easy, but it hasn't been received super well. Obviously, it has one of the lowest cinema scores in the MCU. I just don't think that this film is one that people are going back to see again and again, and not one that they're telling all of their friends to go and see. So because of that, I think it's underperforming a little bit. It's up to almost $600 million worldwide at this point, which again is a respectable haul, but it's not going to reach the heights of Thor Ragnarok. It's not going to get up to $850 million. I think this one is going to settle in the $700 million range. Again, a good chunk of change, don't get me wrong, but I think this one had the potential to be a much, much bigger success, especially when you consider the competition it has right now at the box office. Number three at the box office was Minions: The Rise of Gru, which made another $17.7 million, a 34% drop from last weekend. This has obviously been a big success for Illumination and Universal. It opened about on par with Minions from 2015, the first film of the franchise, and it's been holding about as well as that film did, though it's not performing as well overseas. So while that film got over $1 billion worldwide, this one is only up to about $650 million so far, not going to reach the heights of that first Minions movie, but still a very big success, the biggest haul for an animated film since the pandemic era. At number four, we got Where the Crawdads Sing, which made another $10 million, a 40% drop. This is performing pretty well, especially when you consider that this is more of a lower budget drama based on a book. It's made over $40 million at the box office right now with a budget of around $24 million. So it's not going to be a huge success for, is this Universal, Warner Brothers? What is this? Quite honestly, this is a little bit better than I thought it would do. I didn't think that a lot of people were going to be very interested in this movie, but it was a best-selling book, so I guess I shouldn't have underestimated it. And then at number 5, we got Top Gun Maverick, which, you know, continues to kill it. We don't need to say anything else about Top Gun Maverick. It's over $1.2 billion at this point. It's going to be the biggest hit of the summer. Speaking of biggest hits of the summer, you may remember that right before the summer movie season began, I did a prediction for what I thought the 10 highest grossing films of the summer would be. So now that we're kind of midway through the summer, let's take a little look at how I'm doing so far. So I put Jurassic World Dominion at my number 1 spot, which right now is at number 3. It's I thought this was like guaranteed 1 billion. It's, you know, made over 900 million, but I don't know if it's gonna hit a billion at this point. I don't think it will. Number 2, I thought was gonna be Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought Thor would do better than Doctor Strange 2, but obviously that's not gonna happen at this point. It's only around $600 million. It is not gonna catch Doctor Strange 2's $950 million. And then Doctor Strange 2, I put at number 3. It is currently at number 2. Minions, I put at number 4. It is currently at number 4, so I was right with that one so far. Here's the big one that I messed up on. I thought Top Gun Maverick would make less than Minions. It has made double Minions so far. It's made $1.2 billion. Obviously, that's the huge hit. That's going to be number 1. I thought it would be number 5. Lightyear, I put it number 6. Some people had this higher on their list. I did not think Lightyear was going to be a massive success. I called that since day 1, and I've proven to be right with that so far. It is in the 6th spot so far. Bullet Train, I put number 7. That is not released yet, so we'll see how well that one performs. I'm still feeling pretty good about it being at number 7. Number 8, I put Nope. It is in the number 8 spot right now. Number 9, I put DC Super Pets, which opens this weekend, so we'll see how well that one does. And then number 10, I put Elvis, which right now is at number 7. So I maybe underestimated this one a little bit, though I still think it's going to end up near the bottom of this list at the end of the day. So far, I'm doing okay. The films that I thought would be near the top are kind of near the top, maybe aside from Top Gun 2. And the ones that I thought were going to be a little bit of a disappointment are on the lower side of the list. So we'll check up on this list again in a couple weeks, see how well I'm doing, but yeah, so far a couple that are guaranteed gonna be wrong. Moving on to next week, we have one major release, which is DC Super Pets. So my prediction for its box office opening, I'm gonna put it at 55 million. I think that this is going to be a pretty big opening. We don't have a lot of competition right now. It's a midsummer family film about superhero pets. Like, come on, that's such an easy play. As for my Rotten Tomatoes audience score prediction, I'm gonna put it at an 88. I think the people that are excited for this movie, who are gonna go see it opening weekend, are gonna get exactly what they're hoping for. And for my cinema score prediction, I'm gonna put it at an A. I think audiences are gonna be pleased. I think they're gonna have a good time. Reviews haven't been terrible so far. We'll see. All right, so that's it for this weekend at the box office. Let me know what you guys think of the opening weekend of Nope. Do you think it's a success, a disappointment? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our uploads here on iCrave Network. And I'll be back with the box office next week. See ya.